Alright guys, I've got my candle lit and we're about to talk about Gaimin. Why are we talking about Gaimin? Well, let me give you the teaser to have you stay around first. This just launched today. It's a new crypto gaming token. We'll talk about more about that in a second. It's up 9.31x or 831% on launch day. It launched literally at the time I'm recording this video, probably the same time as you're watching it right now. We talked about Gaimin 3 days ago. We've talked about Gaimin 4 or 5 times on this channel. You could have got in with a CDFI investment here, and at the all-time high, it went up to an 11x, almost a 12x on your money. You could turn $1,000 into $12,000. Big asterisks. We're going to be talking about the potential downfalls of it, but just know right now that this thing is absolutely storming up in the market cap. So we are sponsored by CDFI on this channel. They're an excellent project. They've been around since the last bull run. They help incubate new games like Gaimin and Bloodloop's coming up. We're also participating in this one. Me personally, I'm participating in this one. And we're going to see how it goes. But I want to warn you, as well as promote CDFI and Launchpads as a good way to invest in these crypto gaming projects, because there's some really problematic things that is occurring specifically in this bull run. And there's some really big opportunities. So watch along. We're going to go through the Gaimin launch, how they did it, what they've done, in order to exemplify both the risks and the potential reward. You're going to be a smart cookie after you watch this video. This is Gaimin. They are powering the metaverse. We're not going to talk about exactly what they did. We did that in the last video. Essentially, they're using gaming computing power that gamers aren't currently using to play games, so when they're idle, when they're off, or when they're sleeping, in order to facilitate the GPU rendering of any AI stuff or other games that are going on. And other people can rent those GPUs by using the Gaimin token. However, right here is a simplified GMRX, that is the token for Gaimin. This is a simplified view of the token. And as you can see, you can probably understand it in a jiffy. You look at that, you're like, oh, no problem. I know exactly what's going on. Of course, I'm being facetious. This is not simple at all. No one really knows what's going on. And this is why I want to warn you, because although you can see Gaimin's just been listed here, this is the GMRX token we're looking at. It says up 44%, but that's at the valuation that CoinMarketCap has got it at. If you were earlier, which you could do through Launchpads, there's a couple of other ways you could have got in earlier. You can see here they're up 10.8x from the Gate.io launch. They're up 154x here from a Bybit launch. CDFI is obviously at the 9.31x. ChainGPT pads up at 9.3x. There's a lot of different launch pads they use, not just CDFI. But here is the problem. No one understands tokenomics, and it's going to make a lot of people lose money, because if you haven't glimpsed it down here, we said these tokens were going to print billions just a couple of days ago. The fully diluted value of Gaimin is $2.84 billion. And the circulating market cap is only 21 million. So if you weren't in one of these pre-sales, if you weren't in one of these launch pads, I would not recommend that you buy this token, because there is so much inflation coming. And this reminds me of a game that Alex Becker used to recommend in the last bull run. And this is why it's dangerous, because there's a lot of influencers pushing these tokens, but they're getting pre-sales, they're getting allocations, they're getting sent $500,000 of these tokens for free, but then they just dump them as soon as they can. Meanwhile, you're buying in at a $3 billion market cap. This is State and Arena. I'm not sure if you remember it. One of the biggest games that was coming up. It was mobile. They had over 1 million players really early. Becker was shilling it non-stop. Ticker symbol was THG. This is a way back capture from 2021 in November, so pretty peak bull season. Have a look at its market cap, 251 million. Fine, it's a big game. Fully diluted cap was about $3.6 billion. And this back then was an insane amount of dilution. But these days, even look at Shrapnel. Shrapnel started this too. They got a $63 million market cap and an $800 million fully diluted. If we go over, this is Shrapnel here. This is their token. And we have a look at when their tokens are unlocking. And if you don't understand what fully diluted means, it's basically like the circulating supply is the supply that's already on the market, the supply that's in everyone's wallets. The fully diluted value is literally money that they're printing out of thin air and then diluting everyone's shares down once they're holding the token. So it's like the Federal Reserve printing more cash, and your bank account cash goes down in value because of it. Have a look at this. This shows you exactly when the token unlocks are coming. So on May 8th, they're getting $2 million added to the market, another 3%. This is Shrapnel. And June 8th and then July 8th, so it's once every month. They're just printing $2 million. But have a look. Once it ticks over to November 8th of this year, They're putting $17 million into the market every single month, which means the gaming bull run has to be so huge in order to try and sustain this dilution and actually go up in price. And you can see Phaeton Arena, if we zoom out, this is the one that I showed you earlier that had a really fully diluted market cap that Becca was promoting in the last bull market. Have a look, it just dove off a cliff and it hasn't come back at all. It's at 10 cents when I remember it was about $12, about in here. When I actually bought some because Becca was like, this is going to be huge. I was like, okay, I'm just going to ignore this fully diluted value. It must be a mistake or something. Got in. No, it wasn't a mistake. The fully diluted value comes in. So something like Gaimin that just launched with its Simplified GMX Tokenomics, it looks like a phenomenal product. But if we have a look at its vesting schedule and we scroll down here to the actual calendar of when it vests, so every day here, we've got March 28th, March 29th, March 30th. They're putting $37,000 onto the market. Okay, it's not a crazy amount, especially for something that's valued into the tens of millions or the billions if you look at the fully diluted. But as you continue to scroll down, it gets scary because why would you buy into a token that has already done a 150x for the earliest buyers? And then these here, you can see $900,000 a day coming into the market for something like Gaimin. So the pattern that I'm seeing in this gaming bull market is that these projects know that people think that gaming is going to be huge. And they're sort of starting to abuse that by just blowing out their fully diluted values and only rewarding people who are getting in on the launch pad. So how am I playing it? I'm getting in on the launch pads, and then I'm strongly focusing on projects that don't have a crazy fully diluted value to a 10x or a 100x. Something like a 2 to a 4x seems very reasonable. And so we invested here and we are up a 900%. Now the way that vesting works, meaning if I invest into gaming here on Seedify, you can see they raised $765,000. We were one of these 6,303 participants. We've at the moment 10x their money. Say we put $500 in, it's now worth $5,000. However, most projects pay out over 12 months, meaning you get 8% of your allocation every month for 12 months. So we got 8% released today and we sold it, which does mean we made our initial investment back in the first payment and we still have 11 payments to go. However, pretty nerve-wracking thinking that how much dilution is about to flood the market, even though we are part of that dilution when we actually get paid. To think that this token price can sustain itself through that seems insane. I might be mistaken. But if you want to know the hottest upcoming gaming projects, we break down crypto games inside our inner circle. We also have buy and sell alerts when popular influencers buy into new crypto games, so you can get in at the same time that they do and not wait until they shill it to their millions of followers and it pumps to the absolute roof. The link to that is in the description below. If you enjoy videos like this, hit that subscribe button and I'll see you in the next one.